Second I went live, my shirt just instantly reminded me of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Kind of a weird thing to start off a video with. Anyway, today's been a pretty successful day. Sorry, I've been de-seeding all day, so it's rough. I'm not drinking alcohol. This is Virgil's handcrafted vanilla cream. It's like a root beer. Pretty tasty stuff. I don't drink much soda or pop, whatever you call it. I do like this stuff. I really do. I forgot how much I like root beer. It's a root beer. Hey, Tyler, what's going on? Not much, man. Just picking peppers, taking pictures, being the pepper paparazzi. And I got some chips. I got some chips. I got some cheese. I got some sour cream. I released some pepper types on the website. Purple Reaper Orange. I happen to notice that my Purple Reaper is out of stock. I have so much to process. This week is going to be an amazing week. It really is. Like, I'm excited for this. I mean, I know some of you guys messaged me and you're like, hey, you know what? That'd be so cool to have the job that you have. I go, it is. It's cool to be me. Hey, Tuna. Hey, nice to see you here. Nice to see you. Yeah, we got that mutual friend, Katie. Always glad to see Tuna. And she's doing a review for me. She already did it. She needs uploaded sometime. But yeah, I always support Katie. She's a great person. James J, Arsenic Element. I every time I see your name, Arsenic Element, I think, Arsenic Element from New Jersey. I don't know why. It's just a thing. Hey, Jimmy, you got your package. Awesome. So let's see if I missed anybody. So we got a decent amount of people. I'll probably get trolled tonight. That's okay. It happens. Anyway, so what did I do today? Nothing, because I'm lazy. No, I got all my shipping out. With that extra day off, Monday and everything that I didn't have off, but all you guys had off. Most of them had off. I ended up getting more orders than I normally do, and I had 3 bags, grocery bags, taking orders in. I mean, it was just great. It was really a great thing. I mean, I tied up, I'm sure I tied up the post office. They were shorthanded. I know there's people down there. They're good people. They work very hard. They get good money, but they work very, very hard. They earn every cent of it. So I did that. And then I went outside and I took a bunch of pictures. And I'm trying to put as many types on the website as possible. For those that order from me and the very next day I upload something that you really want and it's already shipped, I do apologize. This is going to be an ongoing thing. Ideally, it's good for my company to do it all at once. I could put everything in draft mode, but I got to keep the money coming in, stuff like that. I've done more than I normally do. So, okay, so this is invert humans or snake. Okay, so JB. I want to say JP. Probably because I'm JP, right? I chopped up chocolate Primatali and put in my vanilla ice cream really good. I'm glad to hear that. Simply because I put a lot of peppers in ice cream too. I'm trying to think like what's the best ones. Sugar Rush Red, that's another type I'm going to upload. So today was 7-pot bubblegum red crossed with Naga. I put some of that on the website. New picture. I have a lot more pictures. When I take pictures, and I don't put it in a specific folder, I tend to lose it. And I'll find it a year later. I'm like, that could have been an awesome cover. But it just, I don't think it really matters to the customers, but it matters to me, like an art form of just focusing, taking the pictures, stuff like that. So, Sub Pop Bubblegum, red, Cross of Naga. Put that on the website. What else did I put on there? I can't even remember the types I put on today. I put Sedan Sun, ornamental, Purple Reaper Orange. That's 3 right there. I can't even remember. And I'm working on, I took a whole bunch of pictures, plant pictures, close-up pictures, stuff like that. And I'm pushing for, in the next couple days, maybe another 5-10 types. And then I might come to a halt because I'm going to just, on the rate of ripening, it's just going to overflow. It's just going to overflow. So what I need to do, and I'll motivate myself, I will end up, people say it all the time, yo, pickles, why don't you do a nice harvest picture instead of a half a table? I try to keep the seeds fresh. They keep fresher on the plant. That's why I do that. But I think I'm just this week, maybe Thursday or Friday, just mass pick. And then I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to give you guys a little advice. I learned it the hard way, and I don't always take my own advice. You know, like hand cream and stuff like that. There's a certain cream, it put, especially on my foreheads, around my eyes, everything. It's a block. It'll keep out some of that capsaicin, and then you wash it off. Otherwise, my forehead will be as red as that pepper. Anyway, I wanted a snack. Of course I did. So here is a Purple Reaper Orange. It's cut and there's cheese on it. That's the texture of it. They get a little bit more orange than that. I have a second tray of these drying. So we're going to eat half with chips and cheese. I should probably eat a whole one, but I got to go back to work right after this. So a lot sweeter than the Purple Reaper. Really hot. That got me. How I'm doing another chip. Nothing on it in this. That's fun. It's root beer. That is such an awesome taste. Those, my tongue is on fire. I'm enjoying this. Breathing in and out makes it worse. Or better, right? Johnny's a good guy. I like Johnny. Thank you, Matthew. So, I wanted to do that. I really enjoyed that pepper. I need to get my butt outside sometime. And still burning good. It was only half a pepper. But good. I had a nice orange flavor. I had that, you know, the pepper, the purple you taste on peppers. It has a certain sweetness and element of flavor. You add an orange to it, it really works out well. I like it better than the Purple Reaper. I did notice I just sold out of those. I have freaking like 100, 200 peppers of those. They're almost all ripe. So give me a week or two. They'll be fully loaded. If for some reason somebody goes in there and buys like 20 some packs of the Purple Reaper Orange, don't worry. I have a ton more drying right now upstairs. All right, so one thing, I love walking around the garden and just seeing, here's some brown jalapenos. Oh, yes. Yes, it's on there. Antip. A-N-T-P. Is that how it's spelled? A-N-T-P. Or T-E-P. Asa Dolma. Just type in Dolma. D-O-L-M-A. And you will find it. If you can't find it, private message me. And hopefully I can get back to you right away. There's some brown jalapenos. I should have brought some cream cheese and bacon. So I'll put some of these on my chips because, you know, freaking A. Brown jalapenos are awesome on chips. Like some kind of creature. All right, so I'm going to kind of de-seed this on video. You guys can chat amongst yourself. I don't have gloves. I'll just use my hands. Oops. I have plenty of these seeds. I could be on video all day and just de-seed and snack. Yeah, they're huge. I was a little surprised how big they got this year. I grew these 3 years, but not 3 years in a row. I didn't grow them last year. I grew them the year before in 2019. 2018, 2019, and now in 2021. So, I just de-seeded one. Throw it on a chip. Take a bite. They're delicious. They're medium heat. See the thickness of the wall. They're really freaking tasty. Sour, I'm telling you right now, sour cream and bacon bits. Or real bacon. Wrap some bacon around that. Do yourself a favor. You worked all day. I'll just throw it on a chip. But how's everybody doing? How's their grow doing? I just want to check in. The reason I want to check in is because I want to take a break, to be honest. And every time I take a break and watch television, it's just like click, 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 click. Yeah, they're huge. This is actually a smaller one. This one should have been left on an extra couple days. They're freaking delicious. Tell you what, why don't I go upstairs and grab some cream cheese and stuff the brown jalapenos. You know, honestly, I haven't spent that much time on Facebook just communicating, like just relaxing. I'm saying, hey, you know, how everybody's doing, how's their grow, need some grow advice, stuff like that. If it's specifics, you know, specific generals, that's when you go to Pepper Groups. Dirk says, I finally have a couple 7-pot Douglas starting to ripen today. Any recipe for suggestions? Douglas. You know what? Let me think. They're a great tasting. They really are. I'm thinking. You know, honestly, truthfully, sauce. Douglas make a great sauce. You can make a salsa with it. So let me read comments real quick. I'll grab some cream cheese. These are not hot. It's not like I need to cut down the flavor. It's just enhancing the flavor of things that we love anyway. Okay, JP, the Sun Pop Primo I got from you is a monster, and I really love the flavor. Probably my favorite super hot. That's awesome. Well, I grew them isolated, but I'm not. This is where I stop and I say, oh, actually, I stop and I say, thank you, Troy Primo, for coming up with your creations. Focus is one of my fat face isn't in the way. So, yep, Troy Primo. I did reviews for him, so he gave me stickers. I'm actually wearing the shirt sticker. I did not plan this. He has this goofy face and this hologram thing. Looks like it got scratched. But, okay, Jimmy, do you sell hats and shorts and shirts? And not really. I really don't. You need extra permits for all that stuff. Now, I did go through Teespring, and they did a horrible job. They made more money off of my name than I made off of theirs. Granted, technically, they should, because it's their materials. What cross have you created and is your favorite? Sorry. Not COVID. I've been de-seeding. And plus, I've been... Actually, I just de-seeded in front of you guys, but that's not enough to really get you going. Crosses. My crosses haven't been released yet. They haven't been released yet. But some of my work has. 7 Pop Brown JP. A lot of people dropped off my initials on it, which technically is heartbreaking. I worked on the project for 8 years before I released it to the general public. It was an F8. What I did seed selection. I took the seeds from a pepper, a 7 Pop Brown, and I picked the largest one of the plant. And or sometimes 2 or 3. Took those seeds, grew it again. I grew it again this year, but it's such an off season. I don't think I'm going to sell those this year. I really don't. I don't think I am. Oh. All right. Let me see if I could even grab another pepper and cream cheese and bacon. I'll be right back. Coming down. All right. Sorry for the delay. And thank you for everybody waiting. Yeah. Welcome to the the JP show where the guy, JP, gains weight on camera. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've done a lot of work. Bane strain peach is not my cross, but I'm the one who stabilized it and released it. I'm sorry, I've been de-seeding all day. I ran into that one room, the kitchen. There's so many fumes. I have, I think, 89 or 92 trays of seeds drying right now. And it's just, the first floor is just, whoom. So, here we go. Do some, wipe the cheese off. Brown jalapeno with cream cheese. Little bacon bits, real pieces of bacon. We'll put this over the chips as I freaking. Woo! Okay, what does 7-Pot Evergreen taste like? Mustard pod? It is a mustard pod, but it's more greenish than mustard. It does get elements of mustard, doesn't go completely full like that. Anyway, it's almost like a sweet, it's like a subtle mustard flavor, a mustard pepper flavor with a little bit more sweetness, and a lot of heat, like, whoom, a lot of heat. So this is brown jalapeno, cream cheese with bacon bits. Not hot, a little bit of heat. It's like a crowd pleaser. They're so good. I actually wish it was slightly hotter, but some of them are. Some of them are. So, should have put more. It's a snack time. Yes, Primo is a super crazy. All right, so I have beautiful peppers sitting in front of me. They're not that hot, but let's just gobble them up. There's just possibilities, so many possibilities with the brown jalapeno. There's some heat to it. I'm getting some heat. It builds up if you sit and eat a whole bunch of these. You know what would be good? Brown jalapenos. Take them, slice them like this. Crab meat and cheese and bacon. That's what I'm thinking. I can eat these all day. Orange spice jalapeno, the New Mex orange spice, that's on my website. The lemon spice, the pumpkin spice, all fantastic peppers. I really need to get into doing more reviews, but I got really jammed up with work. This weekend, everybody pretty much had off, so like you guys, meaning, and everybody was buying tons off of me, which I thank you. Wow. No wonder people make fun of me eating. Inverted genetics. James A was thinking about making a fermented sauce with those evergreens. Inverted genetics. How are you tonight? Do you find plants get weak immune? Get weak immune, or do they get stronger after F5? Seed count, heat, color loss keep improving, or we find after F5 we get weird stuff. That's a solid, good question. Let me eat more chips. I don't want to lose weight. The answer, the most perfect answer I can give you. Variables, it depends. Example, as you start, basically, sorry, I blow my nose on camera. So as you basically start your sentence in your cross, like a ghostly jalapeno, a ghost crushed jalapeno. Your mother is always listed number one, and the father, which is the giver, which is kind of a weird thing to say because pepper plants, the flowers they're both sexes, but it's the giver and the receiver. Now it all depends. There's just too many variables, but there's overlying variables as well. And what I mean by that, we're going to backtrack. We're going to really backtrack. When Jimmy Pickles was Little Gherkins, my first cross I ever made, sorry, so many fumes in this place. Just a root beer, not a beer. Man, why would I de-seed on camera? Species. When you're doing the same species, the probability is a higher probability of success. Okay. My first cross, what was it? It was a Bolivian orange, which I need to grow that again. That is a tasty pepper. I do not have those available. Very tasty. Bolivian orange crossed with, what was it? Ají dulce? No, that's not what it was. Because Bolivian orange is a capsicum picatum. So I took a picatum and made a capsicum annuum cross. I want to tell you something. When you have a low seed count, that means the genetics are really not taken. They're fighting. On your F1 usually, you'll have a lower seed count. And that's a symbol of genetic struggle. Now, I will say, I could really get into this talk. This is a good talk. I love it. I love it. I'm hungry, so I keep stopping. Man, I went up there without a mask. Horrible decision. I want to talk to you about genetics. You want to talk about genetics? I have never, ever really seen a fully stable super hut except for the original 7-pot yellow. Oh, by the way, 7-pot white is nothing more than a habanero. That's my belief. You can challenge me on that because challenging each other, we can learn something. So, I believe 7-pot yellow, 7-pot red, which is the original, ghost pepper, and those are really your 3 top most stable super huts. Everything else is just kind of all over the place. You can isolate. Isolate stops from cross-pollination, but you still have the genetic battle. Not to be like some kind of weird dance. Carolina Reaper. Let's talk about that. What do we know about Carolina Reaper? The structure. What's the two main phenotypes? One phenotype is the round with the tail. Okay? It's a roundish with the tail. That's your picture perfect ideal. That's really your golden standard of the picture. But what happens is it could be the same seeds from the same pepper, and I sell it, and somebody else gets a longer version with a shorter tail or a regular tail or even a tuck tail, whatever. It's basically your longer version, Pheno 2 and Pheno 1. This is what always plays in my head. All right? So ideally you want Pheno 1, but a lot of times you get Pheno 2. Now Pheno, basically across the board, a variant can be a little bit different. It gives you more playroom with error. So why is this happening? The big question is, why is this happening? Well, it's a genetic arm wrestle. You have your ideal shape for the round. Now you get Pheno 2. What's that? Why is that more oblong? I'll tell you. It's a Naga. Carolina Reaper is supposed to be what, a Naga crossed with a correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know, man. Ed Curry gave two different reasons, two different things. One was a podcast, so I'm just trying to stay away from all that drama. I believe it was a Naga crossed with a West Indian habanero, or one of the habanero types. So when you get more of a roundish, and you get the bumpy and the gnarly, that comes from the Naga part, and the roundish comes from the habanero part. Now, when you get the Pheno 2, you get the more oblong structure. Now you're taking the shape of the Naga. Some of my customers are like, oh, you know what? It was before I sold seeds. I was selling fresh peppers. I didn't want to sell fresh peppers, but I did. I was selling them, and a guy, he's like, dude, you ripped me off, man. He was like an angry hippie. I remember him. He called me up. He's like pissed off. Dude, these aren't even Reapers. They're long. I'm like, they're Reapers. They're Reapers. You can even get on the same plant. Next time you grow a Primo or Reaper, basically the same thing. And it's just your shape. Pay attention to your shapes because it's shifting. It's always shifting. What causes shifting? Genetic unstableness. Yes, one. What else causes shifting? I feel like I'm teaching a class. Environmental conditions. I got a message. I was reading it. Thank you. You guys don't know. Environmental conditions. Example, temperature, how much moisture can affect. Also, something I believe a lot, acidity. Very acidic. If you have very acidic soil, it can affect it. I personally believe. Oh, I almost choked. I almost died. Once again, root beer. 6.5 is your target pH for growing soil. But I personally believe that number, who came up with that number? You know, why? What peppers overall? What year did that, that's something for me to look into. What year did Department of Agriculture come up with 6.5? Why 6.5? Now, 6.5 is a good solid number. I think they came up with it for bell peppers. Super Huts in the United States hasn't been around that long, since 2011, 2012. Super Huts, now technically people are like, Super Huts never existed before that. They did. They did in India. And it was called Umaroc. which is a ghost pepper. It was an early form of it. Well, I've been neglecting comments with my ramblings. I appreciate everybody here. I didn't answer all of these questions completely and thorough as I feel I should. That would be like a 2-hour show. But inverted genetics. You find plants get weak immune, stronger after F5. Immune, depends what you mean by immune. Well, you do explain seed count. Yeah, but genetics plays in that part too. Heat, color loss, or keep improving. We find after 5. F5 can get weird at times. Yeah, I will say something that's been on my mind a lot. It's actually been on my mind more than a lot. F1, F2 seems to be the most stable for the shapes across the plants. A lot of times, I just keep eating. Of course I do. I didn't eat dinner. Don't be the most consistent. I shouldn't say stable, consistent. F1s, F2s. F2s, you're going to start getting more of a defined shape out of my personal. Got another message. An old worker of mine. Anyway, so, good dude. Anyway, F2s, F1s, you'll get your nice big shape. Say hypothetically, it's like this. F2s, you're going to shrink a little bit, but not much. Overall, this is what I've noticed on the crosses I've been working on. And I've worked on a lot. I've worked on a lot of my crosses, and I've worked on other people's crosses as well. And released them. So, F2. But F3, I feel, and I could be wrong, it's okay to be wrong, there's variables. A lot of times F3 is going to constitute, if I could use that word hopefully appropriately, constitute the shape, the size, I should say the size of what it's going to be about an F3. F4, it should roughly, if it's going to stay stable, it's going to be about the same. You're always going to get variables, always. You know, I mean, there's factors in it. I was stabilizing Bain strain, and I think it was F4. I had nice shapes. I always call it on Bain strain peaches, like a Frankenstein crown, and then you come down with a swirl, but a little jaggedy tail, not a tail, a butch tail. But the plants that I had in the shade were much, much smaller. That's really basic and like almost Sesame Street wise, but that shows you how much difference things can really be. And I'm not an expert on genetics. So, I'm going to read some of this. Yeah. Yes, sir. Haven. We got bent genetics and inverted genetics. Do you guys know each other? Like, are you guys going to high school reunion? Carpool. I got 4 kinds of seeds from Ed 2 years ago, and 2 Peach Reaper seeds germinated. Not with Jimmy's seeds, though. Thank you, Justin. I think I actually remember us talking about that a while ago. I have a good memory for being a dumbass. I bought peach seeds too. It seems they took longer to germinate. I've learned methods to germinate seeds even faster. I'm afraid to even tell the public because you can burn them faster. It's not good. If you work a job, oh, dude. Whew. I'm almost choking tonight. All right, so let's go back. No, now we're having fun. All right, so I just want to basically touch bases. I got 8 people here. My channel's growing. Hey, I apologize about the negativity in the last video. I don't want to get into it. You guys hear that? I'm asking. You guys hear that? Unfortunately, going to ignore that. I'm sorry. I am declining that phone call. Nothing wrong with that person. I want to spend more time with you and you and you and you. No, James, we don't have the same phone. You hacked my phone. I'm kidding. Well, I'm de-seeding this pepper on camera without gloves. There's really not much heat in brown jalapenos. Brown jalapenos, by the way, is a cross that originated from Dr. Jack Skaggs. Those who do not know Dr. Jack Skaggs, I believe he's from Spain. I've spoken to him in the past. About a year ago, I had a conversation with his daughter. She's a very nice young lady. So, you know the brown jalapeno. And that's where the brown jalapeno came about. A Maluto crossed with the jalapeno. So, this is just freaking what I'm doing. I'm glad you guys can't see it. This is like straight up sloppy David Hasselhoff eating. Like seriously, sloppy David Hasselhoff scraping my sour cream and cheese on the brown jalapeno. Okay. These questions are perfect for here. For crosses, I need to order to sample crosses. Why don't I go ahead? One thing that pops into my head. MRM. MRM crosses 7-pot brown red. If I still have those. So I think I do. Do I? Do I? I don't know. That, and I'll tell you why. Don't worry, Jimmy. I have 2 of my genetics stolen from me, too. Tell me about that. I want to hear your story. Tell me about your story. I'm going to get back. Forgive me. This is what I recommend for crosses. This is just top of my head. Amaranth crossed with 7-Pot brown red. That's one. Let's throw another one at you. I can't even, I'm drawing a blank. I'm actually drawing a blank. After a long day, you're just kind of like, de-seeding. What else? No, like I said, MRM, there are high yields on that, high yields. I will tell you, I'm trying to think. I'm like a kid at a spelling bee. Hurry up, kid, or are you going to the mall? No, I'm not going to the mall later, like Billy Madison. I'm drawing a blank. I really am. My suggestion, look for peppers with high yields. You know what? I do recommend something. High yield, great flavor, and I'll get into if you want to make crosses with this or whatever. Jay's Pizza Scorpion White Boot, also AKA White Knight. I don't know how stable that is. I was told two different things from two different people. So I think it's an earlier cross. It seems stable enough, but things, you can grow something to an F6, F7, it could go back to one of the parents. It can happen. Really can happen. Yeah, I'm just kind of drawing a blank today. Okay, it just... Bent Genetics. Tell me about your genetics stolen from you. I'm interested. So, yeah, I got a lot more to upload. I did miss a comment. Dirk says, is it just a coincidence or does wildfire smoke spread up ripening? Oh. Yes. Yes. Upright pepper. Okay. Oh, yeah. You could tell I'm getting tired here. But I enjoy spending time with all of you and snacking. Oh, back's a little sore today. So I uploaded new stuff on the site today. I could just eat real bacon pieces all day. That's a healthy snack for the kids. I came up with 2 cannabis strains and told someone they patent before I. Oh, okay. Smash that like. My channel is growing. I don't know how. Fat kid eats bacon bits for 1 hour and can't stop. Bent Genetics. You remind me of somebody. Bent Genetics. Is your first name Jimmy? Just like mine? You never know who's going to pop up on here. You never know who's going to pop up on my videos. Jimmy, it's me. The girl typing. I'm pregnant. That would be a horrible way to tell me something on a live video. Of course, that's not true. I don't leave the house. It's unfortunate. You know, I've seen some top-notch growers, top-notch people. I know some stories that was shared with me in confidence, so I can't say them, but there's some strains out there that got leaked and was released to a vendor, and the vendor had it before the originator, and it was just unfortunate. And I talked to that individual a decent amount, but you know, he trusted somebody, and it's just a tough thing. All right. It's tough. You know, let me tell you something that's, since this is free flow and talk, I appreciate everybody being here. You know, one thing that's on my mind, besides hybrids, crosses, whatever you want to call them, is just getting in touch with more of land races or heirlooms and stuff like that. Some of them can taste a lot alike, just like Super Huts. But I've been exploring that field in that area. And I grew some of them this year. I lost some from my neighbor's tree coming down. I got to stop saying that because I know he watches this, and I don't want to make him feel bad. It's really not his fault. I don't want to do that to a neighbor, because I did that. My tree hit my other neighbor's fence, and I've been on both sides of the fences, pun intended. So, I don't know. I lost a couple guys here. Is there any questions, comments, concerns? I know I'm going to upload a few more types on the website, like a decent amount. I plan on, today's what, Tuesday? I'm going to work on de-seeding a lot. I got a lot of pictures done, so I don't really need pictures of the varieties. I'm working to upload and de-seed and stuff like that, so I'm good. So that'll move out fast. Thursday will be a day of photography that I will be working on stuff like that. Probably no reviews for the rest of the week. I'm going to try to squeeze one in. I actually have a yellow ghost sitting on my table that I meant to review. You know, if I get ambitious and I can't sleep, maybe I'll change my shirt so it looks like it's not from the same day, and then I'll review that, and I'll change my shirt again, change my hat. And I've actually done that, and I laugh. I remember one day I did, not this year, last year, it was like 6-7 reviews in one day, and I released them periodically, and it was all done in the same day. But you don't want to do a whole bunch of peppers that are different, because how are you going to really differentiate the different flavors when they're masking from the other heat of the other pepper? So there's that. You know, really think things through. But I don't know. More pods. Yeah, you know, I think it is. James Mellon, what's going on, brother? You making any cheesy, spicy cheesecake over there? I'm glad. I don't know if I've ever seen you here before. That's cool. James is actually one of the first people I met on Facebook. How many years ago has that been? We're talking. Well, I've been in operation since 2016. I grew for 3-4 years before that. 16, 15, 14, 13, 2013? I don't know. Didn't I review those already? I could review them. I could review those. Yeah, James, I think he came in late, but I reviewed a Carolina or Purple Reaper Orange. That was already deseeded. You know, I honestly don't like doing reviews that's been deseeded. I mean, I want to sell the seeds, but it just looks so much better on camera. And you're not ripping out the placenta, you get the full heat, stuff like that. So that's something for me to think about. And if I run out of those Purple Reaper oranges, I'll have a bunch. I did a whole bunch of these brown jalapenos. This is like one of the smallest ones. I believe you've grown this, James, before. James is on the other side of the state. And I did some cream cheese and bacon bits. Freaking fantastic. In fact, it's the last one here. Is it? It is. So I'm just going to slice this. Deseeded on camera. So, you guys are going to watch me work. Barehanded. Doesn't matter. It's not really hot. It's not going to bother me. Yeah. Another tray. I should relax one of these days. Like, just watch TV. When I'm sorting seeds, I personally will tell you, I watch a lot of Netflix and HBO. I'm a huge fan of Game of Thrones. When I was sorting seeds for last year's seeds, I watched, was it 8 seasons? All in a row. In the matter of a week. That's how much I'm stuck at a desk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Seal. Next. Assembly line. So, okay. So, this is like watching, this is not the best video, but it's more of just hanging out. Brown jalapeno. Yeah, dude, I could even run outside and grab one of those and almost review it now. I gotta go back to work soon. I've had it. I've tasted it. It's very nice, sweet, little citrus flavor. Little sting to it. I know I'm goofy. But seriously, if you guys are growing brown jalapenos, cream cheese, bacon bits, like 8 freaking, like 4 or 5 of them on camera. Perfect hors d'oeuvres for when you have company. I'm going to close the $1 million deal. Brown jalapeno. Cream cheese, bacon. It's going to seal the deal right away. Boom, $1 million. Have you tried apple crisp peppers? Yes, I have. I've been growing apple crisp for about 4 years now. In fact, I think I got some plants destroyed. I was selling seeds of those. Do I even have apple crisp growing now? I'm going to have to check my map. Oh, I just got a signal. I got to go soon. How do you store your seeds? Cool, dark place. Envelopes. In plastic containers. In a room that's constantly around 68, 69 degrees. My personal experience, They last 6, 7 years. After about the 5th year, they start dropping. But, I mean, that's a negative thing. But, my seeds I sell are no more than 2 years old. I want to keep a fresh stock. Usually, 95% of the seeds I sell are from the year, within 12 months. 12, 18 months, I should say. And that's it. I got to get this plate away from me. Push it away. A cold, dark place. Just made some Alpo powder. Awesome. Okay. Tell you what, I went from 10 to 5 people. I got 15% left on my phone. I got multiple phone calls and messages. I appreciate everybody hanging out. This is like basically relaxing. Just a general tip for people here, non-pepper related. If you get gout in your big toe, drink pure black cherry juice. Really? Okay. I found if I refrigerate my seeds a week before planting, they sprout quicker. If it works, it works. Fresh pollen or stored. I don't store pollen. I've been thinking about it. I have those little vials. When I do a cross, I do it from the pollen of the plants that I'm growing that season. I have seriously thought about doing that. In fact, good point. I will applaud Introvert Genetics here, whoever you truly are. I just don't know. You've asked some good questions here. No matter who people are, good questions are good questions. And, I'm not an expert on genetics. I went to college for English and psychology. I went to trade school for auto mechanics, welding. And I did a lot of government work in the welding field, and I was a lab technician as well. I did research and development. That was an interesting job. Unfortunately, it closed recently. It did. And the guy I worked for actually worked on the Mars rover. He was one of the guys working on it. And he was my boss. So we worked on some projects together. We didn't work on NASA. I have friends in NASA that I talk to regularly. But, yeah, life's been a fun journey, and a lot of things I can take from other fields, jobs, stuff like that. I can apply, which is a really cool thing. A really cool thing. I wouldn't buy pollen for cannabis because I don't know what the male genetics look like. Unless, I don't know much about cannabis, man. Okay. All right, that's cool. All right, man. Thank you all. jppepperseeds.com. I added some new types. If they run out, rest assured I have a plethora. The pepper's ripening, and I got 86, 82, 92 trays drying. And I have full production mode. Been loving the content. That means a lot to me. It really does, Introvert Genetics. We can all learn together. And questions are important. You have a good night. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate everybody. And you know what? Before I go, today's topic is we can all learn from one another, no matter what walks of life. So thank you very much. jppepperseeds.com.